For centuries, pioneers, travelers, and vacationers have flocked to the Finger Lakes region of New York to revel in its scenic beauty. Since 1948, auto racing fans have too. That's when they first raced round the streets of Watkins Glen. Today, high on a hillside overlooking the village and Lake Seneca, is a beautiful permanent circuit that today will test NASCAR's Busch Grand National drivers. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy with Buddy Baker, and I really love coming to the challenge of road racing here at Watkins Glen. But I know for some of you left-turn-only specialists, this gets really different.
Well, it's really different because on the major speedways, you know, you run in the corner so very, very hard. And for a lot of people, they don't have the experience to run a road course, and they overdrive when they get here. So the biggest thing is to adapt and get through here with the car in one piece and be ready to go into the left turn only again next week.
But some of the Busch and Winston Cup drivers have made quite a specialty of road racing. And it really is different. It requires a different kind of approach than when you go off into a corner in either a short track or a super speedway.
Well, on super speedway, you set your line around the racetrack, and you have to do that every lap. But on a road course, it's quite different. You have to use a lot of brake getting in the corner. Really get in the corner slow, come out fast. Major speedway is just the opposite. You drive in hard as you can, come off as hard as you can. So concentration is the key element.
Well, there are Winston Cup, Busch, and Busch North Series drivers in this event, and some of the favorites are starting way deep in the field where Glenn Jarrett is right now.
Exactly right, Mike, and perhaps the favorite of the race starting way back in 21st position. Terry Labonte, you seem to have owned this place at Busch Grand National Racing. You won the first one here, you finished second, and I think you got the fastest car this weekend.
Well, we did in practice, but we didn't get to qualify, you know, and so that's kind of a little disadvantage starting where we are, but we'll just have to take our time and, you know, try to get up through the pack there and stay out of trouble.
Well, you seem to get around here so well. It seems so effortless for you. What's the key?
I got a good car.
By my counts, the best car in the field. You were like a second faster than anybody.
Well, in that one practice we were, and then, you know, we didn't get to qualify. But our car ran good right off the truck. We really didn't do anything to it, so we didn't get to practice much because of the weather. But I think we're in pretty good shape.
Well, keep your eye on him. He will definitely move to the front. They changed engines in the car this morning. That doesn't seem to be a concern.
Well, Labonte has a lot of experience here, but not every driver here does. And Randy Porter has a map taped to the dash to help get him around Watkins Glen in these first few laps.
Split fire
They're on the downhill front straightaway along pit road as they lead down toward turn number one. The field sit fired and ready and about to get rolling here. We've had quite a bit of rain throughout the area, though none is forecast for this afternoon. There are some pretty low-hanging clouds. So they set the field like this, as there was no qualifying. The first 30 position for point standings from Busch and Busch North, then a spot for the defending champion, then positions for the drivers who have won races this year and last. Then they used entry blank postmarks to set the rest of the field, but for the past series champions provisional that was taken up by Bobby Labonte. So 39 cars will start. Let's show them to you as the grid's presented by Sears Diehard. The top 30 Busch drivers start in the inside row, led by point leader and two-time winner Ricky Craven in the DuPont Chevrolet. In the outside row are the Busch North point leaders, led by Dale Shaw in a Pontiac. Row number 2 will be David Green, second in the point standings and a winner at Bristol. On the outside of the second row, the all-time Busch North race winner, Kelly Moore. In row number 3 to the inside, Kenny Wallace looks for his first win since March of '92. And alongside will be Hermie Sadler, who won at Rougemont in April. In row number 4, Robert Presley ranks 5th in points. Andy Santerre will be driving for Brian Goey. In row 5, Bobby Dotter, runner-up in New Hampshire. He'll be relieved by Scott Lagasse, standing to his left. Tim Fedowa is outside the 5th row in a Ford. Row number 6, Larry Pearson, the two-time Busch champion, and Chad Little. In row number 7, Tracy Leslie's Chevrolet and Randy LaJoy. Row number 8 will be Martin Truex from New Jersey in a Chevy, and Johnny Benson Jr., the ASA champion. In row number 9, Dennis Setzer makes his first start on a road race course, and Jim Bound, who ran 5th at Bristol. In row number 10, Mike McLaughlin has 3 top 10s in his last 5 starts. He's on his home track. And Elton Sawyer, who got his first career Busch win at Myrtle Beach 2 weeks ago. Row number 11, Terry Labonte, winner at Rockingham and Martinsville, and Jason Keller, who has a couple of poles this year. In row 12, Rodney Combs has 3 top 10s, and Mike Wallace, who won at Dover. Row number 13, Randy Porter was 3rd at Atlanta in March. Kevin LePage had a strong run at New Hampshire last month. Row number 14, Stevie Reeves, 5th among the rookies. And Tom Peck, who will turn his car over to Brett Bodine on the first caution. In row number 15, Ken Wallace makes his 4th start of the year, and Dave Rezendes, who finished 5th here 2 years ago. Steve Grissom, the 1993 Busch Series champion, shares row 16 with Butch Leisinger, who won the Busch North race here last month. Phil Parsons won at Charlotte in May, and Joe Nemechek, a winner at Richmond in March. Shauna Robinson makes her 2nd Watkins Glen start, and Johnny Rumley makes his road course debut. Daytona 500 winner Sterling Marlin shares row 19 with Patty Moise, and Bobby Labonte, the 91 Busch Series champ, starts in the final position. Keep an eye out for that Purelator Drive with the winner's game. They're going to give away that Corvette at the grand opening of the Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky on September 1st. Up through the S's. And a very interesting lineup as it was decided by points. Here's a look at Watkins Glen race course. You see at the bottom of your screen start-finish as they work their way downhill toward turn number 1 and further downhill to 2, and then start climbing the S's where you see the cars right now, right in the middle of the S's. And they go down that long back straightaway, full acceleration out of turn 2, up the hill and down the back straightaway to the newly added inner loop, a chicane sort of affair at the end of the straightaway just before turn 5. Then they shoot straight across the cutoff on this, the short course, to turns 10 and 11 and back to the start-finish line. 2.5 miles, 7 turns. This is the inner loop. And a couple of road racing specialists are on hand. One will relieve that yellow car right there, Bobby Dodders, and he's with Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, we saw Bobby Dodders' terrible crash at Dover. He's still suffering from some shoulder injuries there. Scott Lagasse will get in the car. Scott is a renowned road racing expert, wants to be an oval track driver too, but running 3 divisions here this weekend, you got to be most excited about this one, though.
Oh yeah, it's a great weekend. We got a lot going on, but obviously getting in the Busch car for Bobby and helping DeWalt and everybody out is a big highlight, and we're gonna do a good job, hopefully, and just try to get them some points.
You got a fast car too, Scott.
Yeah, it seems to be real fast. We were real good in the last practice, and I think, even though we got to go to the back, I'd say if we get a caution in there, we ought to be in the hunt.
I think he'll be in the hunt too. This guy can really get around this place, Mike.
He's a former SCCA Sport Renault champion and has run some Trans Am and IMSA and is very familiar with this race course, and he's driven the big cars on occasion as well. Light is out on the Ford Mustang convertible safety car. And there you see up at the front of the field Dale Shaw, and that's goal number 7 from the Busch North Series, and Ricky Craven in the DuPont Chevrolet, who is the Busch North point leader. And it'll be very interesting to watch folks like Terry Labonte and Patty Moise, who are road race specialists, come up through the field. This is turn 11. As the pace car is in, we are getting set to go racing here at Watkins Glen. 62 laps, 150 miles, and the Phase 150 is underway, and Ricky Craven has quite a jump down the front straightaway.
Well, that was a heads-up start he got there. He's down in the corner. It's very important to be single file or try to get single file going through number 1 there.
Down the hill, you still come downhill to turn number 2. Craven with David Green in 2nd spot. Then they begin the long climb, and even though these are S's and corners, it's full acceleration up through here and to the back straightaway.
Mike, it's probably the most dangerous part of the racetrack, climbing that hill there. It's almost blind as you top that hill and start towards the straightaway turn there. So that's where most of the real bad accidents are on the road course here.
Black car on the left side of your screen, Kenny Wallace making a move up into 3rd place. The TIC Ford, Kelly Moore, number 47, is 4th. He's about to lose that spot. No, Robert Presley. The 99 hangs in 5th. Hermie Sadler is 6th. Out of turn 5. And you see the cutoff where they go down to the boot section of the course, the expanded road course here. And back, and here we are at turn 10. 90-degree left-hander. And they'll come out of turn 11 to the first lap Ricky Craven has ever led on a road race course.
Well, I tell you, he's doing a great job. But Robert Presley, we just had a picture of him just a second ago. He is so funny talking about the road course that I cannot believe last night at dinner he was just like sitting and listening to a good comedian talk about the racetrack. See Kenny Wallace going under green there into the corner of turn 1. There is Kenny Wallace just ahead of David Green into 2nd spot, and we'll try to march you up through the field with some of the
Fellows like former winner here, Terry Labonte. Here's Bobby Dotter in, and this will be one of the two most noted changes. Window net is down as Scott Lagasse. There at the top of your screen, you saw Tom Peck come in, and Brett Bodine will take over for Peck.
Mike, he's had a little bit of damage there on the left rear quarter, and they decided to come in and probably work on the car and make the driver change early there, because Dotter certainly does not feel like getting wrapped in the tail end like that many times.
Now here's Terry Labonte in the MW Windows Chevy. He's right behind Martin Truex in number 56.